My name is Eija Watson, and I own Houston Luxury Properties. Houston is my home, and I have access to the most exclusive properties in the Space City, the real million-dollar listings. I'm going to give you a close-up look like no other. Houston Realestate on Houston Live TV Network. This is Houston Live TV Network, and I'm Eija Watson, Houston Realestate with Houston Luxury Properties. Today, I have a guest, Ronny Matthews with Great American Title Company. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. And I wanted my viewers to learn more about what title company does because there's a lot of questions. So could you explain to me about title insurance?
Sure. First off, it's a pleasure being here, and what a beautiful home. We're here at 15 Prim Valley Court, one of your listings.
Thank you very much.
In Carlton Woods, in the Woodlands. So what a great property and what a beautiful place. Title insurance industry is always kind of confusing to every buyer and seller. They'll see a charge there, but they don't really know what they're getting. And title insurance is totally different than any other type of insurance. What we do is insure from the time you close backwards to the beginning of time, basically, to the beginning of when the property existed. And we insure to that point in time, there's no outstanding liens, judgments, heirship issues, any kind of claim against a home, a commercial property, a lot, residential properties. We deal with all types of properties. And that's our job, is to make sure when you buy the property, there's nothing ever that will come back to claim against that property, and we protect you. Now, after you buy the property and go forward, then you can create liens, you can create issues, and we don't insure that. Most insurances, your car insurance insures you from the time you buy it till you cancel it. Ours protects you as long as you own the property. So you never have to buy it again. You pay for it one time, and that's it. So that's basically in a short.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that will help the viewers to understand more. So you own Great American Title.
Yes, ma'am.
And what about your locations? Where are you located at?
Well, we have 14 locations around the city. It's a privately owned company. We're the largest privately owned company in Houston, title company. And so we have 14 locations.
Wow.
We have 2 here in the Woodlands. Spring, Galleria, all the way down as far south as Lake Jackson, Baytown, Pasadena, Clear Lake. So we kind of have the whole city surrounded, and we're there to take care of any title company needs.
That's very awesome. One of the things I actually like to do and give all my deals at the Galleria location with Michael Board. And the way it works, you can actually open them and they can courtesy close them at any location.
Sure.
Is that true?
Sure. Yeah, as far as people like you that have somebody you really like working with that happens to be in our Galleria office, and you've known Michael and Kim for many, many years.
Right.
And you want to deal with them specifically. But here's a house in the Woodlands, for instance, and the buyer or seller may all live in this area, so they don't want to go to the Galleria in Houston traffic.
Right.
But we have 2 locations here.
That's
so
wonderful.
Michael can coordinate what's most convenient for you, for your clients, and make it go smooth and easy, and you never know, but you get to work with who you want to.
That's exactly
And then
right.
you guarantee the buyer, the seller, and the other client are taken care of too.
Right. So one of the things always comes, what fees are there in the title company? What kind of fees are there? Because buyers and sellers want to know.
Sure. As far as cost, well, first off, our title policy fee, which is the biggest cost, is set by the state. Department of Insurance sets. As a matter of fact, come September 1st, we're actually getting a decrease. So insurance doesn't go down very often.
I remember that one.
But in our industry, it has 5 times over the past 25 years. Our rates have actually gone down. So title insurance premium, that's the one that most people see. That's the biggest one. And it's based on a sales price. So, a $100,000 home or property, roughly $868. $1 million property, then you're talking about close to $4,000.
Right.
But then there are other, what are the other costs, which I think is what you're asking, as far as well as closing costs. And there's an escrow fee for the title company coordinating all the papers, all the closing, getting copies out, coordinating with the mortgage companies, getting them all their papers, buyers and sellers all their papers, real estate agents, and making sure everything, taxes get paid or prorated or those types of things. Right. And then there are other things that people can buy. If they're worried about survey and boundary lines, for instance, well, you can get survey coverage.
That's an extra survey. Okay.
And that's a cost. It costs 5% of the premium. And then, you know, commercial properties get into lots of other types of things, but residential's, those are the two main things. Hello? That'll be a cut there.
Yeah.
So, but as far as residential properties, those are the main things. Now then there's tax certificates. The title company is one of the services we do, is we go out and confirm what the property taxes are. And we base it on last year's taxes, and then it's prorated as of the day of closing. Our taxes in Texas are paid at the end of the year, not in advance.
Right, very good point.
So if we're closing a house the end of June, the seller's going to owe the buyer 6 months of taxes. You can't pay it to the tax authority yet because the bills aren't even out.
Exactly.
So really what we have to do is estimate those taxes, base it on last year's taxes,
Right.
and then prorate accordingly.
Yes.
You get to the end of the year, the buyer gets the tax bill, and then they look at it, and if the prorations aren't exactly correct, then they can go back to the seller
Right.
and then say, hey, Mr. Seller, you gave me $5,000 for half the year, it's really $12,000, you owe $6,000, you owe me an extra $1,000. And that's how taxes get prorated.
That's awesome. I think that's really clarifies for a lot of questions people have. And another question, so why should we use Great American Title?
Well, the good news is I'm in an industry where there are lots of good people. Just like you're in an industry where there's lots of good real estate agents. There's some that aren't so great. And I think for us, it's the service. I mean, everybody says service. You know, being the small local guy competing against some of the biggest companies in the country, then we have to do over and above. So like you mentioned, Michael Board, you know, he's one of our key people and helps grow business in the Galleria area and around the city. Kim Bullard, the manager that's at that office.
Amazing.
These are
people to
special
work
people
with.
that have been
Yes,
with me for a
yes,
long time.
yes.
And then I'm a licensed realtor myself and have been many things real estate, built properties,
So
developed
you know
properties.
what it takes to
That's right.
have the title
And I bring
company,
that
yes.
knowledge to the industry that's
Absolutely,
different
yes.
than what maybe corporate world would do. And again, there's lots of good title companies. We just think we're the best.
That's
We're
right.
great
I
American
like that.
title
And I
companies.
am so glad to work with you guys. And you guys, your service is phenomenal.
Good.
Hey, thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming on the
It's
show.
always
I
a
really
pleasure.
appreciate
And
it.
good luck.
Thank you. Thank you
Beautiful
very
home.
much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very
You betcha.
much.
Bye.